Hey guys, this is the chord video. I'm going to teach you guys about the end of your packet here, where it's got the chord charts. I'm going to teach you how to read this and then how to play each of the chords that I put in the packet for you guys before we get into the songs here. Alright, so when you look at this, you've got each one of these black dots. That's where your fingers go. For example, this is A minor, and unless you're using all four fingers, the way that you play a chord depends on how you're comfortable with it. Like I could play A minor like this, or I could play it like I could use these fingers, or I could make it real complicated and use these fingers. It doesn't really matter as long as these three, in this particular chord, these three positions are being pushed down, then it doesn't matter which fingers you use. So anyways, so that's what the little black dots are. The X's and O's down here at the bottom. An X means that you mute that string, means you don't want to hear it. The O means that you leave it open, that you do want to hear it. When you're looking at this, it's kind of like this black bar here, that's the head of the guitar. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of how you read it. Like looking at my guitar, you see the frets there, the vertical frets, and then the horizontal strings, and then the head. But looking at it on paper, it's like that. If I had come up with this, then I would do it this way because that makes more sense to me. But this is how you'll see chord charts written out everywhere. So okay, now getting into the actual chords here. I've organized the chords into keys. So all of like songs are written in keys, and so when we play a song in the key of G, you'll probably play a certain group of chords. When you play a song in the key of D, you'll probably play a certain group of chords, and etc., etc. So I'm just gonna play through each grouping that I have, just so you guys can see what they're supposed to look like, what they're supposed to sound like. I'm gonna just play it and let it ring, and so you can play along with me. So I'm going to start in G and just start off with G5 here. It's G5. This is A minor. This is G over B, and that's the slash. When you see that's how you say it, G over B. So we've got that low E muted, and that D, or sorry, the D isn't muted, so it's this. Alright, C2. And I'm going to explain in a later video why all the chords are named what they are, if you care. If not, then you don't have to watch it. So the C2. Alright, D. Alright, E minor 7. D over F sharp, and G. Alright, so that's the key of G. As we go on, we're going to go on to the key of D. You'll notice that some of these chords repeat themselves. That's because certain chords can go into multiple keys, so that's convenient. Like when we go into the key of D, the first chord is a D, and we already played that in the other one, so in the key of G. So here we go. So the key of D. That's D, E minor, D over F sharp. That one and D were also in the other key, so is this, G5. Alright, now we're getting into some different stuff here. This is A suspended. A suspended, that's how you say the S-U-S. That's what that means. See, I just changed how I play that. Do it either way, as long as those three positions are pushed down. Then B minor 7. Then A suspended over C sharp. Chord's kind of ridiculous. And then D2. Just a preference thing, I almost always play D2 instead of D. I just like the way it sounds better. I'll explain more about that later. Alright, so key of C. C, D minor, C over E, you notice if you're looking at your chords here, C and C over E, the fingers that you use are exactly the same, but the low E string in one is open and not the other one. So that the difference is this C and then C over E. You hear that low note come out. Okay, so F major 7. Use all your fingers there. G suspended. This is how I do it. It's kind of a stretch. You could do that if you want. To me, that's more of a stretch. Right, A minor 7. C over B. And C over G. And then lastly, this one is going to be the hardest for you guys because there is the most stretching involved between the positions of your fingers. So key of E, here we go. This is E. F sharp minor 7. E over G sharp. A2. Okay, on this one I know it's just 2 fingers, but I would really recommend using these two, using your pinky and your ring finger, because when we go up to the next 2 chords, the chord can walk really easily if you use this. And I'll show you how in a second. So B suspended, and you're going to use the top of this finger, of your pointer finger, to mute. Just let it be lazy, and it's going to mute that E for you, or else you get this low, like droning E sound. So B suspended, then C sharp minor, and notice that on that chord there's a little 4 above the first dot. That means that first dot is on the 4th fret. That's not the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th fret. It's the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th fret. Okay, now what I was saying earlier about using your pinky and your ring finger is now if you switch between those 3 chords, A2, B suspended, and C sharp minor, you can do this. And if you didn't use those, then you have to switch a lot more, which I've been playing a long time, so I make it look a little easier, but it just makes just more sense with the form of your hand to do it this way. Alright, and the last 2, the B over D sharp, and then E5. Alright, one more thing to note, it says it on the bottom of this piece of paper. When you're going between keys, I have these arranged in their keys, which means they're kind of like positions of a scale. So for example, I'm going to play the G scale, and you guys will recognize what I'm talking about. So like re mi fa sol la ti do. I know all of you have heard that before. These chords are arranged like that. So I'm going to play the scale and then play the chords and sing it. You'll hear it both times. So re mi fa sol la ti do. That's how these are arranged, and also what that means is they can be arranged by numbers. So same thing, instead of these being the actual notes, you can refer to them as numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, that means is when you change between keys, if you're trying to transpose, using those numbers can, like, and when you're writing songs and things like that, using those numbers instead of the chords can make things a lot easier on you. So say you were playing, what did I write down on your thing here? Say you were playing E minor, C, G, D in the key of G. So you've got, like, you're doing this. That's going to be those chords, but it's also going to be your 6 chord, your 4 chord, your 1 chord, and your 5 chord. Now if you think about it in numbers, then you can easily play that same progression in another key. So say, what did I use again? So say you wanted to use E, so you're going to go 6, 4, 1, 5 in G. Now in E, you can do the same thing. 6, 4, so that's just another way of thinking about the way I've got them grouped. So I hope this was helpful, and see you guys later.